Hello, my name is Saniya Keshwani,
And I'm Nicole Breckenridge.
and we are the co founders of VTAL. Thank you for spending your time and sitting down with us to discuss your interest for a stake in our company. So, what is VTAL?
VTAL is a social networking application similar to Instagram and Facebook, but with the key difference of VTAL only deals with mental health and connecting people with others facing similar situations as themselves. Now, seeing as vital is a play on words of vital with an I, which the definition is absolutely necessary or important and essential. This is because the app was made with the idea of an essential lifeline to help with an individual's issue. Whether they be everyday problems or long-term trauma matters, the app could become imperative to a person's mental health and the help or recovery to them. Now moving on to problems section, which discusses the fear of judgment, reality of isolation, and the accessibility of mental health outlets, or might I say, inaccessibility. Diving into our first problem, judgment. We see stigma going around on mental illnesses globally, but there is still strong judgment throughout our older generations. A lot of times, families either try a little too hard or a little too little, which can lead to further alienation in both instances. While there are some apps they have to help with mental illnesses, they are littered with pictures and labels that which makes it easier for people to judge others. Loneliness. Often we see individuals struggling with mental illnesses detach themselves from friends and family because they feel like a burden. Other times, these people are born into stressful and lonesome environments. This constant feeling of loneliness puts imaginary borders up that won't allow for a person to reach out. Non-accessible. While most apps on this market that cater to our audience are pricey and unreasonable for the service being offered, Americans still can't afford it. In the United States, the average cost of therapy is anywhere between $20 to $250 a session, an unfathomable number to most Americans. Along with that, even if you can afford a professional to talk to, you have to wait weeks at a time, if not months. The unavailability of mental health apps is staggering in comparison to the increase of only recorded cases of mental illnesses we are seeing today. Now that I've stated all the problems going on with mental health that society is currently facing, we can move on to the solutions VTAL can bring. In terms of judgment, VTAL combats that with impartiality. VTAL offers a faceless but not anonymous profiling system. How this works is there are no pictures on this application. Names are used, but last names are not included for the safety of both parties. We would be as welcoming as possible, but that invitation is not handed to people who are found to be lying about their age or gender to talk to others in any way that is besides to find out for a real issue. They will be either immediately expunged from the app, or if the individual was looking for data from minors, they would be reported to police in their area. Sociable. With people isolating themselves among their peers in fear of judgment or just genuinely not having someone to talk to, VTAL fixes that by connecting people with others 24/7. If a person doesn't get a reply back within minutes, they will be matched with a new person and make sure the wait is never too long. VTAL comes in a call option, which is just an audio call that can happen between both parties if they are willing, because when people find themselves stuck typing on a white screen, the connection is lost. But it can be rejuvenated with audio calls where people hear other people. And accessible. VTAL prides itself on being one of the lowest apps in terms of money for mental health in the area of connecting. While other apps offer rates that aren't accessible to most families, we do. And while we aren't offering professional services, we are offering someone to talk to 24/7 and for a much more sustainable price. Our primary market is the older side of Gen Z/Zoomers. The age range of this is between 15 to 24-year-olds. To get a more exact number, we assume anyone below the poverty line won't be investing into our app, decreasing our market around 12%. This includes all genders and all environment types, equating the market out to around 10.47 million. And our secondary market is millennials. This age range between 25 to 40. Again, assuming no one below the poverty line would buy into our app, that cuts it around another 12%. This equates the market around 9.6 million people. We choose these two markets to focus on because they are seen to have the highest number of mental illnesses among adolescents and young adults and generational wise. These two age ranges bring the markets to 20.03 million people.
So, the unique value proposition is how we are different than other mental health apps. VITAL's mission is to help people suffering through any problem, whether it be depression, anxiety, etc., and connect them to people who are willing to talk about these issues. We want people to express their problems and be able to work through it so that they can get better and do not need an app like this in the future. The overall goal of Vital is that we connect our users to a global audience while being an accessible resource so that they can get over whatever issue they are facing. Our first priority is to help users get better. So for our channels of distribution, we have 2 direct channels and 2 indirect channels. Our first direct channel is the placement in App Store. This app will be available in the Google Play and Apple App Store. Since our app is more accessible than other mental health apps, we have predicted that our app will be in the top 50 for health and fitness charts in the first year. Our second direct channel is word of mouth. We will have our primary and secondary target audience generate buzz by talking about their own experiences on this app. And then our first indirect channel is college and university campuses. We will have colleges and universities to promote our app to decrease mental illness on their campuses. This would be a great way for students who feel alone at college to connect with people just like them. And then our last indirect channel is social media marketing. Most of our generation is generally communicating through their phones, so they can recommend this app to anyone that is going through a hard time, especially now because of COVID. They can talk about their own personal experiences online that will help other people in the long run. We will also reach our target audiences by promoting our app on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Most of Gen Z uses Instagram and Twitter, while the millennials most likely use Facebook. They will be able to download our app with just one click, which will make the process of getting this app much easier. We will have 3 key ways to determine our success, which is our key metrics. So our first key metric is the number of users we will have. This means how many people will download our app every year. With this number, we can track our performance and if we are advertising enough and getting through to our primary and secondary target audiences. Our second key metric is customer satisfaction. We would conduct surveys at the end of each month to determine how satisfied our paid users are with our product. This will help us retain customers and help us understand how we can improve our service for more people to want this app. And our third key metric is retaining customers. We will determine this by seeing how many of our loyal customers will keep paying for the subscription for the content we provide. This is important to track to see how much on average a customer will stay on this app and how many subscriptions they will usually buy. Our competitive advantage is that Vital is uniquely created to relieve people of the pain by talking about their problems and getting through it. We offer a combination of services to help our users succeed after using the app. We have the most diverse age range than any other app. At first, users get a 1-day trial to see if this app is a great fit for them. And then if the app is suitable for them, then they will be able to choose from our cheap options. In our second year, we would start advertising on YouTube, and then in our third year, we would market to the global audience to get an international market.
Now moving to financials, specifically revenue streams. So our subscription model, like Saniya mentioned, which is our only form of revenue from years 1 through 3, would include 3 plans that are listed below. 1 month for $4, 6 months for $20, and 12 months for $40. Our first year revenue, we would make around $4.04 million. And that is because we're equating around 0.5% of our market would be buying into this app. Now, our second year revenue, that would increase to 1%. And we would be advertising on YouTube, bringing in more subscriptions. So that equates our total of revenue to around 8.7 million. And then our third year, we go around to 18 mil. And that is because we're now introducing our app to a global market, increasing the range of subscribers. Moving on to finance and cost structure. This is just an overview of how much each year of expenses will cost. Now in our first year, we have initial app creation, employment, advertising, distribution, and legal fees, which brings our total expense up to $528,000. And expenses year 2 and 3, you see that initial app creation is gone, and most of these money ventures rise and increase in money. And that is because we are expanding our markets and we need to make sure we keep up with our competitors. And then on the side, we have a physical representation of our cost structure for our first year.
In total, Vital is looking for an investment of $500,000 in bank funds that will be paid over a 3-year period for a 10% equity in the company. As the co-founders, we would invest $82,752 into our business. The investment of $500,000 will be going towards creating the app, advertising, employment, and additional costs to perfect the app before the time of launch. Thank you so much for your time. If you have any questions or concerns, you can contact us through our email, thefounders@vital.com. We hope that you have a great day, and thank you so much for meeting with us today.